You're not going to believe what Michelle Obama just said and who she said it to. She went up on a podcast, dropped a line that has women voters for Donald Trump across the country fuming. And somehow she managed to insult half the electorate in one breath. Before we roll the tape, do us a favor. Like, comment, and share Explain America. You help us fight back against the fake news media, and we try to expose it with common sense journalism and the truth. So here's the clip.
There are a lot of women who vote the way their man is going to vote. It happened in this election. So just to direct this at women, unfortunately, we've seen is not enough.
So according to her, Trump women voters just follow their husbands blindly, and nobody cares about their health or their reproductive system or anything else. Only Democrats do that, right? So this segment, they use this to scold Republican men and to upbraid women, downplay the miracle of childbirth, and reframe abortions as the center of women's health. They're not. So she said there are a lot of women who vote the way their man is going to vote. It happened in this election, unquote. How condescending is this? It doesn't even begin to cover it. Pro-life women across the country are firing back, calling it insulting, dehumanizing. In another example of elite Democrats pretending they know what's best for working moms and conservative families. This wasn't just a podcast slip. She has been saying these kind of things about women voters who support Donald Trump for years and years. It's a window on how they really think. They are very condescending and patronizing to anyone who doesn't act the way they do or think the way they do. They don't try to make reasonable arguments. They just try to slander people who don't think like them. They make very one-sided comments that lack any kind of gray area or room for dissent. No, it's either their way or Americans who don't think like them are trying to hurt women or trying to hurt minorities. It's a shtick. It's been going on for decades. And the American people need to start seeing through this game. And many of them have, to their credit. And that's one reason why the Democratic Party's brand is tanking so badly. They have nothing really in their entire program except toxic politics. Their woke ideology doesn't leave any room for dissent because it's more like a religion than a political agenda. So we need somebody who is pragmatic and has common sense, like President Trump. He's a deal maker. He is not an ideologue. That is just the less framing of it because any dissent to them is seen as some major betrayal. No, we're supposed to have reason in our conversation with one another in the United States. That's why Madison set up a deliberative democracy in terms of our institutions, such as the Congress. We're supposed to get together and debate ideas in good faith for the goal of what is good for the country, not for the goal of what is good for corrupt politicians or for the Democratic Party at the expense of the United States of America. So we need people who disagree with conservative ideas to make good faith arguments and meet us halfway. Use reason, facts, evidence, logic, and stop resorting to emotion and name calling to smear anyone who doesn't agree with you. We try to come up with the best ideas that we can that's going to help the United States of America, and we need other people to get on board with that goal in order for us to have productive dialogue. And that's what we're going to continue to shoot for here while continuing to expose corrupt politicians to the light. And if that is the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, so be it. We don't hold any partisan favor towards one or the other. Republicans, in a lot of ways, are an extreme disappointment to conservatives. And Democrats, well, they're basically a lost cause at this point. They need to come back to reality and start helping this country because the future of hundreds of millions of Americans and tens of millions of children in this country, future generations, depend on us being mature, reasonable adults who can talk to one another without taking offense at everything the other person says. So let's continue to do that. And thank you for commenting, and sharing at Explain America. We really appreciate it. This has been Kyle Becker with Explain America.